So home again. Didn't really read much today yet. It's like 6:30, so I better get on that. Otherwise, I was watching Books and Lala's day 3 Booktubeathon vlog, and she reminded me that I wanted to do something that I couldn't do yesterday, and which was the Twitter book cover hunt bingo thing. Yeah, I was at work during her Twitter sprints, and she was doing these book cover treasure hunts where there was a bingo card, and each square in the bingo card had a prompt where you had to find the a cover that matched it, and I really wanted to do that. So I know the giveaway is over, but I still want to do it, so I am going to do that real quick. Unfortunately, because I am filming on my phone, I don't know how much of it I will be able to film, so yeah. I'm gonna do that real quick, but I'll show you the after. So I just completed the Booktubeathon cover scavenger hunt, and oh my god, that was so much fun. My piles of books are a mess now, but it was overall really enjoyable. I think the three hardest ones I had was to find a book with a pattern on it. I thought I would have had more. I thought this would have been easier, but there's a lot of books that I don't have very many patterned books. I ended up using The Tattoo of Auschwitz, or The Tattooist of Auschwitz. The other one I had trouble with was Number. It took me a while to realize I had to switch a book around. I had 1,000 Paper Birds in as for the music one, and ended up switching that out for a symphony for the City of the Dead, and put 1,000 Paper Birds for the Number. And the last one that I had trouble with was Z. The only book I have, thankfully, was Alexander and Monsters. I did also have an issue with an occupation. Thankfully, I still have Scythe. So, quit biting. I suppose I should clean this up now and get back to reading. I suppose. I actually thought it was funny because I kept seeing people say that the third day was their book slump, and today's the fourth day, and I'm getting there. But it's not as bad as last year. Last year, I think I hit day 2 and was like freaking out, going, how do people do this? How do people make vlogs and do the challenges and read and still have time to sleep and do their jobs? And I don't understand. I totally agree with Books and Lala in that there is vlogging, reading, and sleeping, and you can only do 2. Okay, I guess I should get reading. So I just watched the YouTube challenge for today's Booktubeathon, and I'm sorry, that's the same as day 2, so I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. But what I'm thinking or hoping is that one of the Instagram challenges is to get pictures of the hats people are wearing. Because I think I finally figured out what I'm going to wear for reading the 1920s retelling of Snow White. So so I've been trying to do this update a couple times now, and every time something comes and interrupts me. So it is day 5 of Booktubeathon. It is about 1:30. I haven't made as much progress as I would have liked in The Apprentice Witch. I kind of read it last night, but I think I'm only on page like 88, so not nearly as far as I want to. I thought I'd have more time today. Actually, I thought I'd have time all weekend, but it's turning out to be kind of a busy weekend. Our original plan was to go to Trinity Lake and have some fun up there, some relaxing times. I know that I would have most likely like sat in the shade or the sun and read for this Booktubeathon. However, because of the fires that are happening in Shasta County, that is not going to be the case at all now. All bodies of water that are near there are closed off to anybody so that emergency services can access them for putting out the fire, which I hope they're able to do soon. This fire is just getting worse and worse. It's already made the top 10 worst fires of California history. It's just terrible, and my heart goes out to anyone involved in there. Thank you to the firefighters and for the emergency services, and to the volunteers and everybody that is helping out with this fire. It is devastating, and my heart goes out to all of those who have lost their homes and are missing family members. My prayers and thoughts are to you. So but yeah, that was the original plan, so that's not happening now. So we thought that I was still gonna have like a relaxing weekend. My boyfriend still had the time off, so he wanted to go do something. So we were thinking about the lagoons that are just north of here, and to, you know, gonna go agate hunting and fishing and kayaking. Except my work found out that I wasn't going anymore, and I work under a rancheria, and the rancheria I work under is partnering with another rancheria, and they're having a family event at the lagoon. So I got volunteered to help out with that, which is completely fine. I feel like I would have ran into them anyway and would have wanted to help out. So, but because I'm now kind of involved with this, I am helping out more than I thought I was going to. So I knew I was going to work Saturday. I was thinking because I was working Saturday that I wouldn't have to work as much today, Friday, and that's not the case at all. So I have stacks of paperwork that I need to do, but otherwise I will check in with you later. Hopefully I will be calmer and more relaxed. Otherwise, yeah. It's gonna be an easy Friday, I said. I was gonna have time to read, I said. No, because I also said yes to this event. It is now 7 o'clock on day 5, and I'm still at work. arm was getting tired, so I put you on a tripod, or my octopus tripod thing. Let's see. What I did want to do though was talk about, so I didn't do the last couple of video challenges. Actually, I think I only did the one. I only did the one video challenge of what was it? What was it? It wasn't the stacking books. It was. Oh, I did the first video challenge of recreating a book cover with kind of like random things around the house type of deal. So that was the first challenge. The second challenge was the book Tower, or House of Books. And the third challenge was book dominoes, and the fourth challenge was a bookshelf made of books, and all three of those would require me to completely ruin my bookshelf, rather my book piles, which I didn't really want to do, but then I went ahead and did anyway so I could do the book scavenger hunt that was on Twitter that Books and Lala did. The fifth video, was it the fifth? Hold on. First was the cover, second Tower, third was dominoes, fourth was, oh, and the fifth one was to dress up and being inspired by a book or a book character or whatever. I didn't have time to think about that one, so I didn't do it. And then the sixth one was book poetry, based off, so to do a poem out of the titles of books, and you only had like a minute to do to find the books, and they had to be the same colored spine, and then you had like 3 minutes to actually do the poem, and that just sounded way too complicated for me. Plus I was at home most of the day, so yesterday, so I didn't do it. Today's book challenge was to talk about your favorite book and why it's your favorite book. And I probably won't end up getting this up on time, but I mean, any chance there is to talk about my favorite book, why not? I don't think I have recently on here. I need to get, and the Instagram challenge today was to take a picture of 3 of my favorite books. So I might just use this time to just chat about all of them. Are you comfy now? My dog's been like rearranging my bed this whole time. And now he's finally like, once he's up, nope, he's not done. He gets his next round of shots on Tuesday. So, oh, and he lost a tooth today. I know with my last, so we have a bigger dog, but she's mostly my brother's and my mom's, and she's an Akita, and she mostly stays outside. But when she was a puppy, I had kind of wanted to, for some reason, I have this fascination with teeth, and so I have my wisdom teeth still. They were pulled, but I still have them. And at one point, my mom had kept my baby teeth, but supposedly she didn't because now she can't find the envelope. But I specifically remember her keeping them. But I had wanted to keep my puppy's teeth, but when he was playing with Riley, our Akita, today, it wasn't. We were wondering if he was gonna like lose teeth soon because he's been really bitey. I mean, all puppies are bitey, I guess, but as they were playing, I suddenly saw blood on Riley's fur, and if you have never seen an Akita before, here I'll post a picture of Riley, but they have light fur around their paws, and so there was blood marks on Riley's paws, and it started to freak me out because Riley's significantly bigger than Goose. Like, if they stand next to each other, like, without immediately playing, right, Goose only goes up to, like, Riley's, like, the beginning of Riley's torso. So, like, her legs are longer than he is. Are taller than he is. So, whenever they play, she, like, towers over him, and he's fine on his back and just kind of roughhousing with her. But I saw blood on her paws today, and when I pulled her back, he was missing one of his canines. So, but let me talk about my favorite books. Hold on just a sec, let me get them. So I misread the instructions on the Instagram. I think because Ariel Bissett had out 3 versions of her favorite book, I immediately just thought it was post a picture of 3 of your favorite books. So I'll just talk about the one. This one became my favorite just before summer of last year, actually. I listened to it on Audible. It was the full cast version of Neil Gaiman's American Gods, and I liked it so much that I got a physical copy of it. And I've been wanting to reread it, the physical copy, just because it was just so... Okay, so if you don't know what you don't know what American Gods is about, if the book follows Shadow, he's in prison, and he gets news that his wife and his best friend the dog's trying to open the door. Hold on just a sec. I'm curious. Okay. So Shadow's in prison, and while he's in prison, he gets news that his wife and his best friend died in a car crash. And like, he's really disappointed, just because, I mean, he seemed to be released, and he was looking forward to just a quiet life with his wife. So when he is released, he hopes to get to the funeral on time, and while on a bus to the funeral, he meets this con artist, Mr. Wednesday, and Mr. Wednesday wants to hire Shadow as a personal assistant / bodyguard type of deal. Shadow doesn't want anything to do with him at first, but after going to the funeral and finding that he really doesn't have a place to go anymore, he decides to take Mr. Wednesday up on his offer. And he finds out that Mr. Shadow is more than just a con artist. Mr. Wednesday finds out that Mr. Wednesday is more than just a con artist. Despite being a very clever con artist, Mr. Wednesday is out trying to recruit gods, essentially. So Mr. Wednesday, if you didn't know, Wednesday is another name for Odin. And how it's explained is that when people started immigrating to America, they brought their religion with them, their beliefs, their deities, and with that, the gods that they brought over, like, basically became their own thing here in America. So in America we have Mr. Wednesday, while in like Norwegian areas, it's Odin. So Mr. Wednesday is trying to recruit some of these older gods in America, because he is under suspicion that the newer gods are going to try to wipe them out. Now the old gods are weak because there's not as much offerings anymore. Their strength is based on faith and offering. So because they're weak and the newer gods are stronger, the newer gods are based off of electricity, internet, and all this newer technology type of deal. And the newer gods want to wipe out these old gods, thinking they're old school and they don't really matter. So that's the bigger picture, and ultimately there's an impending war. I feel it's very intense. There's like a deeper it has depth to it, really. I absolutely loved it. My favorite character is by far Mr. Wednesday, just because he's such a dynamic character. I never know whether or not to root for him or not. It's because I listened to the full cast version. It's the same people who played who acted in the show, so I feel like there's going to be a better transition for me to watch the show after reading the book. So the guy who plays Mr. Wednesday, I love his voice. Oh my god, I can't think. Ian McShane, is that it? I think that's it. Anyway, yeah, he plays Mr. Wednesday, and I absolutely love it. That otherwise, I may do a separate wrap up for Booktubeathon, just because I don't want to gather everything up right now, and I want to kind of do it more professionally. Sorry if this is like wobbly. My arm's like tired, so. But I'm still gonna try to finish up The Witch's Apprentice. I am enjoying it. Again, the magic system in it is really entertaining. But otherwise, I think I'm gonna wrap up just this particular vlog. Keep an eye out for my Booktubeathon wrap up. Keep an eye out for my July wrap up. I have not posted that yet. Like Friday was just completely insane. So hopefully within the next week I'll be posting everything. So